Deep in Africa, the Nile River has shaped civilizations for millennia. Now Ethiopia has built the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, a concrete giant visible from space. This isn't just a dam, it's a symbol of power, pride, and the fight for control over water. GERD is Africa's largest hydroelectric project aiming to light up Ethiopia and transform its future. But the Nile doesn't stop at Ethiopia. It flows to Sudan and Egypt, countries that depend on its water for survival. When Ethiopia began filling the dam, it sparked a geopolitical crisis. For centuries, Egypt dominated the Nile, protected by old treaties. Now, Ethiopia is demanding its share. The stakes? Water security for 250 million people. Ethiopia wants development. Egypt sees the Nile as its lifeline. Sudan is caught in the middle. The GERD is more than infrastructure. It's a challenge to the old order and a test of Africa's future. As of September 2025, tensions are at a breaking point. The world is watching as this high-stakes drama unfolds. How did Ethiopia, a nation long associated with poverty, build Africa's biggest dam? By relying on its own people. The Blue Nile, which provides most of the Nile's water, flows through Ethiopia, but the country lacked electricity. International funders refused to help, so Ethiopians funded GERD themselves, buying bonds, donating salaries, and investing in their future. The dam became a national mission, a symbol of self-reliance and hope. GERD's goal? Generate over 6,000 megawatts, doubling Ethiopia's energy and powering schools, hospitals, and factories. It's a ticket to modernization and a chance to export energy to neighbors. Construction began over a decade ago, and by late 2024, the dam was nearly complete, with the reservoir filled, worrying downstream nations. Ethiopia built GERD without major foreign loans, amplifying national pride. Every ton of concrete was a statement. Ethiopia is shaping its own destiny. The dam is more than power, it's a declaration of a new era. For Ethiopians, GERD is a future reclaimed from a river that once flowed away from them. But for neighbors, it's a source of anxiety and uncertainty. GERD means hope for Ethiopia, but downstream, the story changes. In Sudan, the dam could prevent floods and provide cheap power, but trust is low. Sudan fears Ethiopia could control its water supply, creating chaos. Sudan is stuck between two giants, wanting benefits but fearing risks. For Egypt, the Nile is life itself. 97% of its water comes from the river. Egypt sees GERD as an existential threat, fearing droughts could devastate its agriculture and economy. Egypt cites colonial-era treaties for its water rights. Ethiopia rejects them as unfair. The core conflict: Ethiopia's right to develop versus Egypt's right to survive. Years of negotiations have failed, leaving a diplomatic standoff. The stakes are enormous and compromise seems elusive. The Nile's future hangs in the balance. For years, this was a war of words. But as Ethiopia filled the dam, Egypt's patience snapped. Mediation by the African Union and others failed. Both sides dug in. In 2024, Egypt took the dispute to the UN, hinting at military action to protect its water. Ethiopia fired back, warning against threats. Tensions escalated. Egypt deployed troops to Somalia, Ethiopia's neighbor, a clear show of force. The risk of a wider conflict in the Horn of Africa grew. At the heart of the deadlock, what happens during droughts? Ethiopia wants flexibility for power generation. Egypt wants guaranteed water. Without agreement, the risk of miscalculation and conflict rises daily. The world holds its breath as the standoff intensifies. Is conflict inevitable? Not necessarily. Scientists have modeled ways the GERD could operate to protect all three countries. If Ethiopia runs the dam for maximum power during drought, Egypt could face disaster. But compromise is possible. Adaptive rules could trigger extra water releases if Egypt's Aswan Dam drops too low. This framework could secure Egypt's water and let Ethiopia generate most of its power. It's not perfect, but it's a path to shared benefit, not zero-sum loss. The key is trust, transparency, and cooperation. With climate change threatening more droughts, agreement is urgent. GERD could unite the region or divide it for generations. The choice is theirs, and the world is watching.